Okay, students, I'm going to do the composite assignment tutorial. So I'm going to make a composite. I'm going to cut out and copy her and put her in this photo over here. All right, so I'm going to start with a quick mask. And over in my tools panel, I have my foreground, background. And I can switch them there. I can make it default there. Right below where it says that has the default icon, there's another icon right there. And if I hover over there with my mask, it says edit in quick mask mode. So I'm going to click on that. And it created a layer with that violet color. And I chose that because I wanted that to be what I'm going to paint with. And I'm going to grab a brush and I'm going to paint over her. Before I do that though, I want to put a line down here at the bottom because the other photo is of this window I want to put her in. I want to cut off the bottom of her. So I'm not going to paint the whole body. So I'm going to go to View and go to New Guide, and I'm going to say Horizontal, and I'm just going to drag this with my cursor down to about there. And so I'm just going to not do that bottom part. I'm going to grab my brush. Just grabbing a regular brush. I want to go up to the option bar and click on that and make sure I have just a general brush. You can choose a hard or soft round. I'm going to choose a hard round. I'm going to make sure the hardness is at 100%. The size, I'm going to start off small, and then I'm going to make it bigger as I go around the edge. So I'm just going to paint over her. I'm going to zoom in. I'm pressing down Alt and my plus button on my keyboard. And I'm just going to go over the edges. And because I have my foreground is X, if I accidentally go over that, I can switch these just by clicking there, and this becomes the eraser to clean that up. So the black is painting. I click it back over here, and the white will erase. So I'm just going around the edge. I'm just going to fill in that part where her hair's at. Going up to the top, doing the best I can. And just like the days when we first started school and we got a box of crayons, and maybe our teacher said, go around the edges first and then come back in and fill the middle section. And that's what we're kind of doing now. And like I said, if we make a mistake, I can erase. I always want my brush a little bit smaller as I go around the edges. So small works, right? And getting this. This is a little bit of detail for you guys. I mean, it's not too much work. And just imagine that you're coloring, and the effect is worth it. I got a little bit there, so I can hit X on my keyboard and it'll have the same effect. X switches that back and forth. I'm just gonna clean that up. Hit X again, and there we go. I'll make my brush a little bit bigger. Okay, once I'm kind of happy with those edges, I'm gonna make my brush really big. That's not that big. And I'm going to go back and just fill in the rest. okay? And what I want to do, as soon as I'm done, I'm going to go back to that Quickmask tool and just hit it one more time. So I'm going to come back over here and hit this again, and you'll see it created a selection for me. I want to save this selection, but I also want to put a filter on it, a modify. I'm going to go to filter, or no, I'm sorry. I'm going to go to select, modify, and say feather. And 1 or 2 on this feather. It's just kind of feathering those edges. And now I'm going to go up to selection, and I'm going to go down to save selection and click on that. And I'm going to name this. The window pops up. I'm going to name it Adelaide for our student, and hit that. Say okay. Grab my selection tool, get away from that brush, and you can see down here I still have this one layer. I'm going to go up to edit, and I'm going to say copy, and I'm going to say edit, paste. And you see when I hit paste, it created a second layer. It's a transparent layer, but it has that cutout on there, and it pasted it right back on to what I cut. Now that I have that selected, I can go back and paste as many as I want, right? So I can just repeat this and make lots of them. I can also go up to edit, free transform, and this last one I brought in, I can hold down my shift key, grab that corner, and make her very small and put her right there. So that's one way to make a composite. It's not the only way, but it's a good beginning for you guys. So now that I have that, I'm going to go back to my original photo that I brought in. I'm going to say edit, paste, and paste her onto this photo. I want to put her in that window, so I'm going to blow up my photo by holding down Alt and the plus key, and I also need to make her a little bit smaller to fit in there. So once again, with that layer selected that she's on, I'm going to go edit, free transform. You can press Alt and the letter T, and I'm going to hold down my shift key and make her smaller by just left clicking and going inward, right? Like that. Holding the shift key allows you to not change the perspective of her. So I'm going to try to put her in that window. She's still a little big. I need to make her a little bit smaller. I'm going to go about like that, maybe that. And just place her right there. And hit my check mark at the top. Excuse me. I'm going to zoom out, and you'd have to really look to find her if you didn't know she was in there. So I could fool people. But that's it. That's the composite assignment. You should have fun with this. You should be able to kind of take 2 photos and plan it out and have some fun. All right. Thank you.